Okay guys, so now we're going to deal with a little bit more the hands on the floor when the person's trying to get their posture up. It's sometimes can be common with their hands are being on the floor, maybe they're being a little lazy, and I will also show a sport version because this will stop to happen pretty soon. You know, you'll get trained as an attacker inside the guard that you don't want to do this anymore, so you end up putting your hands in different positions. So I'm going to show you what to do when their hands are in different position. So right now, Jay has his hands on the floor. His posture is up, and this could be because I'm pulling his head down and he's pushing off the floor to get his posture. So to help slow him down, two things I want to do. I want to pull on him, whether it's on the lapels or his head, and I'm going to pull with my knees. Okay, now he's putting his hands in a different spot, and we'll answer that question later. What if he puts his hands on the elbows, but he's pushing back now? I want to sit up. My hand grabs his belt. Okay, my feet go to the floor. Now that's a common challenge you'll see some people have, is they can't really sit up when their feet are crossed. That's okay. Open your feet, grab his belt. I'm gonna bridge. I turn both my feet at an angle. I bridge, my head's up, and I roll him to mount. Once I get to mount, I put my head on the floor. I bring my arm around. I open up his lapel and I grab it. I feed it to my hand. And I go for my guillotine. So when you go to that mount, you're going to have to open up, get a little bit of space to get the arm in for the guillotine. That's fine. A slightly different angle this way so you can see the belt grab. So I pull with my hands, I pull with my knees. He's starting to sit up. Follow him up, grab his belt, grab his pants, or just put your hand on his back. Feet on the floor. I turn both my feet the direction I want to go. I look up. When I look up, I bring my hips in. I roll him over. Hand comes around, head's on the floor. Open up. There's his lapel. Feed it to my hand. Hands down. And go for my choke. Now I'll show you an extra detail about the choke in a moment. But now, let's work a little bit on hand position. This, I like, just grabbing the belt. But it's a nice setup, but we're going to show you a different thing. Grab the elbow. So my hand slides down and grab the elbow. The nice thing about the belt is I can't grab his belt if my armpit isn't on his shoulder. So I can't do this. That's not going to work. So this is kind of a marker why I want my hand there, so my armpit's on his shoulder. If I grab his elbow, this is common to happen where there's a disengagement from my armpit and his shoulder. So I'm too loose, I'm too low now. So I want to be up here, I'm on my hand. Grab his elbow, hold it in tight, same thing, turn. Now, because I have his elbow, I can always go for an arm bar. But that's not necessary, it's just an option, it's an opportunity. Right? So if you'd like to go for that arm bar, you can go for the arm bar. If you feel it's there, it's a nice smooth move, or you can go for the guillotine. So again, I'm pulling him forward, he's sitting up. Sit up, grab his elbow. Step over into the arm bar. The first one again, where we go for guillotine. Pulling him forward, spitting up, around. To make this guillotine a little bit stronger, I take this hand, instead of putting it on the floor, I put it on Jay's shoulder, right here. So my head is down, I put my hand on his shoulder, feet are in, and then I look up. Okay, so this pushing down on the shoulder and guillotining him is going to make the choke much, much stronger. Now different hand positions. So Jay has his hands in posture. Okay, and then we're just going to switch sides just so we can be consistent to which side we're going to. So his elbow is in on the inside of my thigh, but not so far in that I can dump it. So he's more pushing my leg down. This hand's on my diaphragm and his posture is straight. If I try to sit up to this side, he's not going to be able to let me do it because his arm is straight. I'm going to get knocked into this arm. So what I want to do is I want to turn slightly, like I'm going to go and touch his foot on the far side, and then I'm going to roll. I'm going to turn my shoulder up. this is going to get past this arm, because this arm is going to be right in my diaphragm, right there. So when I turn to the side, I got a slight angle, and I roll up. Now his hand is caught on my hip, and his other one's kind of jammed up a little bit. I can grab his elbow, I can go for his belt, and then do my roll. So this is a nice little move to knock the guy over. So whatever, if he's on the other side, we'll say this time, I don't want to go this way because I'm going to go right into this arm. I touch his foot and then I roll up and go the other side. As a bonus, you can do this too. I grab his sleeve and roll it in. Hand comes underneath. And I grab my own hand. I'm going to pull with my knees and pull with my hands up this direction. This one works really good if Jay's grabbing my lapels there, which is a common thing. He's a little bit high, we'll go a little bit lower so you've got that pressure on my diaphragm. Good. Underneath. I break the grip this way to take his back. Obviously he doesn't want that to happen. Doesn't want me to come around here. So he's going to posture up. When he does, I punch it out, spin, then go for an arm bar. So this is a nice little fun one as well. Okay, so he has his posture. I get my grip from underneath. I pull at that angle with my hands and my knees. He sits up, spin, here. Almost like an omoplata. I can cut my hand in and go for an arm lock here, or spin back for your arm bar. So now you have several different ways you can do the rainbow, depending on what kind of grip you get. If you go up and grab his belt, if you go up and grab his elbow, if he has posture, you can do it without grabbing his gi. If he does have a gi, now you could pull his gi off to the side, then sit up and rainbow him. You have a kimura, or sorry, so you have a arm bar from mount or guillotine. To do it the classic way, just to make sure there's less confusion for you guys, what we're expecting for the beginners is just this. Hands are on the floor, he sits up, I sit up, hand on the belt, bridge, roll over, head to the floor, look for his gi, find it, and guillotine with my hand on the floor. Hand on the shoulder is the bonus one. Okay. So there you go, guys. You got a couple little basic ones to start with, and then you can see how you can make it a little bit more fun, keep your opponent on the edge a little bit more so they're not really sure what you're going for. It's a really good one. Go ahead, guys.